ナードホールズ、ケイレブとウィル、ドラゴンボールを視聴。
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerd Holes Dragon Ball rewatch review. That's our running thing is we can see how many times we can say
Review of
review because we do the retrack review for you. We do the Nerd Holes rewatch review for you.
return to the re.
Return to the review. Okay, so today we are finishing up a saga. I feel like we've
Yes.
been kind of blitzing through this, even though we really haven't.
No, but it does feel that way.
So we're finishing up the what we're calling season 4, the General Blue saga. We are covering episodes 52 to 57. So these are the episodes. The Pirate Treasure, Blue, Black, and Blue, Escape from Pirate Cave, Penguin Village, Strange Visitor, and let's see. Arelli versus Blue. That's where we finish off. So, Will, why don't you give us a rundown of what you thought of this last section?
Um, I it's a weird chunk
Yeah.
because the first like three is a conclusion to them getting into the the pirate, I guess, pirate cove or
Yeah.
cave, pirate
Yeah.
cave. Um and it was fine, and I liked the Krillin stuff, without getting into it like extensively,
Mm-hmm.
um but then to me it just took like this like
Yeah.
hard 180, and it's not that I disliked it. It just was like I
Weird.
just
Yeah.
kept being like, what is this?
You know what's going on? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, oh. I just remembered what you said to me.
Mm. The Arelli stuff.
Is like another character.
Yeah. Completely
Oh.
different completely different like manga.
Oh, okay.
So Arelli Nuramaki is a fictional character and the protagonist of the Doctor Slump manga series created by Akira Toriyama. So
Wow, so that's why
same creator.
that's why he's got slump on the hat.
Yeah. Yeah. Slump up the jams, up the jams.
Slump it up.
Doesn't her hat change like 3 or 4 times? Doesn't it say like
She
Aurelia
just
on it and then she loses it? And
she loses it and then she never gets it back.
yeah.
That's what I
So
saw.
all these characters are very, very weird, right? In that thing. I never
Incredibly weird.
I never read Dr. Slump. I never really cared about it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so the first appearance was February 4th, 1980.
Huh.
So same thing as Dragon Ball. They would do like a weekly short in that magazine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Interesting.
So it's kind of like a tie-in thing, you know.
Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot that it just came to me right now. And I was like, oh yeah. Because there is so much in it that just is just like not it doesn't it's a weird thing where it's like it's out of place, but it's also not out of place.
Yeah, it fits in into the universe, but it's a thing. It's a thing too that doesn't really do anything for the story.
No.
And she will not make her second appearance until Dragon Ball Super, which is a like very recent.
I was gonna say yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like an episode where it's kind of like a callback. She shows up, and it's like for the fans, you'll enjoy it when we get there in 10
Yeah.
years. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
like you'll find that cool because it's a callback to the Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball Z doesn't really do a great job of like calling back certain things from Dragon Ball. So
Hmm.
that's kind of cool. But yeah, it's kind of just like a tie-in thing,
Interesting.
and yeah,
That's really,
you
really
can
interesting.
take it or leave it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm speaking out of school, but I don't know if a lot of like fans of Dragon Ball or like fans of Toriyama in general really
Yeah,
enjoy Dr. Slump or even read Dr. Slump. It's kind of like two
gotcha.
completely different things.
Well, the thing that kind of bums me out, like now, we're like one remembering and two now having more context, is they were so wildly different and so interesting that like
Yeah,
it bums me out that like that was it.
that's it. Yeah. Well, you can read Dr. Slump.
I just is like there were certain things about them that I was like, well, like why, like why is
Yeah.
this thing? And then yeah,
You
so
know what's funny is I feel like for this era where we
mhm.
are in Dragon Ball, I feel like all those characters are like way overpowered,
Oh yeah,
you know? So it's
tremendously
kind of
so.
this weird contrast. But the good thing that kind of comes from it is Goku says, "Wow, I have to train more."
Yeah,
So it kind of gives him that extra drive. Because it'd be very easy for Goku to be like, "Well, I'm kind of like what Master Roshi thought. Like I'm the strongest person there is. Nobody can. So just give up, right?"
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
that obviously is not what happens.
No, well, I mean, to me, the probably the three biggest things outside of him saying like I need to train more is like obviously he gets the Dragon Balls back.
Hmm.
Um, he has his radar like rebuilt,
Yeah,
and she gets rid of whatever his name is, General Blue.
blue. Yeah. Yes. Now there's two dragon radars, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that baby's name? Toro? Tori? Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
What
remember.
was that
It's like
baby's
on his
name?
bib. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
find it.
Turbo.
Turbo, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, I can make you a new one. I saw the parts. I saw how it works."
yeah. He was like, yeah, he's like a combination of like Professor X and like Doctor Strange.
I love the part where they're sitting there eating and she's like, "Oh, I made cookies for you, Goku." And then he looks over and like the two like winged things are eating
Yeah,
nuts and bolts.
like crunching on like full pieces of metal. Yeah,
And
you
that's
know
like the
that.
big reveal too, is Aurelie's like, "Oh, I'm not even anywhere near as strong as those guys.
Yeah,
They're
one of
like
those
these
things.
mythical beings."
Yeah. Oh, they must be tired because that they would do so much worse. Well, that really bums me out because I found two new greats that I loved and I'm never going to see them again, which is
Oh,
Sour
good.
Man and those uh those terrible
The
bouillon
alien guys?
alien guys. Yeah,
Alien guys are pretty funny.
yeah.
The one voice actor I recognized from One Piece.
Mm,
The other guy, I think he's same guy, just putting on an accent.
yeah.
We got to get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
I love how
What?
they're so
Yeah,
vastly different.
yeah. Oh, sire, you have to use your feet if you want to
Ah.
battle.
Yeah, going into shoe.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, sire. Yeah.
And clearly, I don't remember what his name was, but the dad,
Mhm.
the mechanic guy,
Yeah.
he clearly was like the announcer for the
Oh
show.
yeah. Hmm.
And then when he does like the very like he gets like a very hyper like realistic face, Goku's like,
Ah.
"How did you do that?" Like,
Yeah, I know
yeah.
that's sad too. I don't know if we've talked about it, but so like the announcer from
Hmm.
Dragon Ball, he passed away, and
Yeah.
um, the woman who voiced Goku passed away too in the
Oh,
last couple of years.
wow.
So it's kind of a bummer.
Wow.
In my opinion, she is like, I don't know, like iconic, obviously, but like she was, I love her as Kid Goku.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you know that it was a woman that was voicing Goku? Did you
I
assume that?
I almost always between like Ash and like Pikachu and like Bart Simpson
And Lisa
and
Simpson.
I think like Tommy Pickles, like there it's always a lady.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right. Bart is, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's just like I always assume that when it's a
It's a
young
girl.
boy, it's always a girl.
That's funny.
It's even like I think even like other ones that you think like they're not, they still are. They're still
Yeah.
girls. They're still ladies doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so much better.
Because I think like Jimmy Neutron is, and yeah, stuff like that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can't wait for you to get into Dragon Ball. The voice actor for Goku, like adult Goku, is like he's like very, very good.
Hmm. That's cool.
Because it would be so awkward to be like in a booth like this, like with a microphone, and they're like, "All right, so this is a fight scene," and you gotta be like,
Yeah.
but like, man, he gives it his all,
That's
and
cool.
he is like he's very good. Him and Vegeta are like the two best like voice actors because Vegeta does like Piccolo, and he does like
Oh
a ton.
yeah.
That's the thing is like
Gotcha.
they do a ton of guys. They do a ton of people. That's how good like voices they are. They can do like six characters.
Wow.
It's
That's
pretty
cool.
crazy.
It's pretty much like The Simpsons. It's like because it's like I think it's like
Hmm.
only like six people and they do like 45 characters.
Not a poo. They fired a poo.
Yeah. No. Good. Yeah.
Get out of my stone.
Get out. Get out.
I think a poo's appeared in this show a lot.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the tournament. Please sign the form in the front. It's like, where are we? They're like they're in like downtown Tokyo. Not saying that like
Yeah.
Indian people can't live in Tokyo, obviously, but it's for the time period. This is interesting.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's kind of just do a quick rundown here. Something that we never do, but might help me keep it flowing in editing.
Okay.
So episode 52, the pirate treasure. That's the episode where they find the treasure, right?
Hmm.
So Goku fights that octopus.
Yeah.
That was fun, right?
It was.
I always like
Then he,
seeing Goku fight and stuff.
yeah. And I like that it was like 70s like Tom Jones kind of like vibes.
Hmm.
He was like groovy baby, I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah, it was weird, right?
It
It's like,
was
oh,
kind of
come
strange,
on,
but
baby. Yeah. My favorite line from that is Goku says, "You can't eat people."
oh
And then he defeats him and then he eats him.
yeah. Yeah.
That's my favorite about that. Um I thought it was interesting that the pirate treasure statue was like the 10 armed
Like Vishnu or something, right?
yeah,
Something like
right?
something like that.
It's weird. Everything about these pirates is weird, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like super strange.
Like super weird, right?
I was like, what like what? Like I don't like are they future? Like are they modern day pirates? Or are
They're
they
all over the place.
yeah.
They're from Penguin Village, probably. I really liked seeing Krillin getting to do stuff.
Yeah, that
So
was super fun.
Krillin fights Blue pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean he
And
gets his diaper handed to him, but I mean, but
yeah, but
I do like that he stands up to him. Like and he stands up
yeah,
to him, not just like he gets like kind of slapped and he's done.
yeah. I think if Blue doesn't it didn't have that like hypnotize power, I think Krillin
Mm.
could have whooped him.
What was really funny, speaking of the hypnotized power, is that was probably so that it's something else. Okay, when they're leaving the Pirate Cove, and I think one other thing. There were like three things in a close together thing that,
Hmm.
like for me, were like super Dragon Ball Z, like very
Hmm.
Dragon Ball Z. Like, and oh, that's what it was. It was him getting bigger. It was him like going like, "Ah," and then he was like his muscles were like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then the
His
second thing,
second form.
yeah, right, right. And
Yeah.
then the second thing was him like going like, "Ah," and then like all the blue flames coming
Yeah,
all
the
over
blue
him.
like aura. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because it's
then
like you're using chi to like inflate your strength or whatever.
mhm,
Yeah.
right, and then the third thing was is when Goku used the Kamea wave to like
Oh yeah.
escape, but the like when he charged it up, it was like changing,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, he's getting more powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, that I love that. I love the it's funny because like the whole beginning of this, remember, I think we even made that comment last time when I was like, I don't Goku hasn't used the Kamehameha.
Oh
But
yeah, and then
it
immediately used it
and
like
then
three times.
yeah, he did. Yeah. But that payoff of like saving his energy and using it to like get the
Yeah.
submarine out of the like that's very, very good payoff.
So the only two things that I thought was kind of like not really great, like not smart, was like
Hmm.
Bulma and Krillin like hold their breath for like a really long time.
Hmm.
It's like one of those things like how long are they gonna swim underwater?
Yeah, it was a long time, yeah.
It was a very long time.
And General Blue's kind of like swimming like stealthily by him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
it was also um I don't know. I was like a 50-50 with it. It's like I liked that the mouse like freaked them out, but I also was kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was like a little bit of a like,
Well,
no,
that's his shtick is he's a big, tough, strong guy, but he's a real
like
girly man.
yeah, he's like a germaphobe or something. Yeah.
Germaphobe, yeah. Not
Especially when
interested
like
in Bulma's
Bulma was
charm.
she was like licking him or something. What she was trying to do something to him.
Doing something.
And he was like, no.
I love that part of the episode where, you know, Bulma, she's so like into herself and she thinks she's beautiful.
Oh
She's
yeah.
like, well, I'll just charm him. And he's like, oh, disgusting.
Yeah, it's funny.
Loved it. Oh, so good. My favorite thing is like Bulma just always ends up getting in the way.
Yes.
Um, like she's trying to help. Remember that part where she's trying to help Goku? I think it's in the next episode, but she's like, "Oh yeah, look at this," and Goku looks and gets punched directly in the face, and it's
Oh yeah. Yeah.
like Bulma,
She's
just
trying
stop
to
helping, just stop helping.
yeah. She was trying to distract Commander Blue or whatever.
The other
General
running
Blue.
thing too, that's always so funny to me is that like she has seen Goku and Krillin both fight in the martial art tournament and beat up these like huge dudes.
Yeah.
And now there's like one dude in there, and it's like she thinks they're all gonna die like immediately. She has no
Yeah.
faith in
Yeah.
either of
Yeah.
them. It's like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then General Blue is like very much going to kill a child.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna beat his head in with a rock because why not?
Why not? He's pretty gruesome. Yeah, he's a pretty rough character.
For these like really comical, like stupid like bad guys, they do some pretty awful stuff, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also really funny that out of all of them so far, right? Because we had Silver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had General Red. Is that what do you no, General
No,
White.
General Red is the short Irish guy in charge of everything. So white,
So
silver, white, yeah.
and now blue, right?
Yep.
And it's just really funny that like Silver was absolutely nothing. He was like a throwaway character.
Mm-hmm.
And then like General White was interesting, but like again, his like thing was resolved in like an episode and a half.
Yeah.
And then you had this guy who was like, he was a threat, like he just didn't stop. And it was like I was so surprised that like literally every step of the way it didn't matter. Like he just kept
Yeah.
staying alive and not like
Well,
losing
this
essentially.
this is finally like a guy, a general that is like has martial art training
Hmm.
because like Silver was kind of a bodybuilder, but like it one punch and he was done.
Right.
General White, he had a tower with like a ton of other like henchmen that did all the stuff.
True.
So now this guy is like he's kind of in charge of his sector and he is like he does it himself, you know?
Right.
So I don't know. I think that's kind of like why you go up the line. Like he's
It's just funny because he got all of the like traditional like bad guy endings like every time, and then
yeah.
he would still be alive.
Yeah.
Like they'd fight him, and then he'd be like, "No, I'm still coming." And then like perfect example in the stretch is you
Hmm.
think he dies in the collapse of the cave, then he's in
Yeah.
the water, and you're
He
like,
just pops
okay.
up.
And then it's like, okay, well, then he captures them and he leaves, and then the plane blows up, and you think, oh, he didn't make it, and then he's alive.
Yeah, with the bag, yeah.
Right. Just funny.
That part where the cave in happens is weird too because it's like he's laying against the wall and then he wakes up and there's like the whole treasure room behind him all of a sudden. I didn't
Hmm.
understand
I
what was
got the
going on.
impression when the like wall was like falling apart and those like gold like slats that looked like
Yeah.
lava. I think it was the wall like breaking and that was
And
what
then
was
that room
behind
was
him.
behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that makes sense. Okay, so then episode 53, Blue, Black, and Blue is when Goku beats up General Blue.
Hmm.
He dives into that little cave thing to get the Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
and then he's racing back to the submarine before the cave implodes.
So are we, as viewers, are we supposed to believe that when the Dragon Balls
Yeah.
are sent out, they like go wherever?
Well, here's the thing. Um, I don't think they're supposed to just like appear in random places,
Right.
which is kind of what this shows is that's how it feels is like they just like appear in a place, like
Yeah.
inside that skull's mouth. But I
Right.
don't I don't think that's true because when Shenron goes away, remember the Dragon Balls all go up
Yeah.
and
And then they turn into rocks. Right.
I think wherever they go, I think wherever they scatter, they just stop traveling and then they drop because of gravity. And then they lay dormant for a year and then they turn back into the, yellow. So wherever they are, that's where they are.
Okay.
So for that Dragon Ball to be like in a skeleton's mouth in this tiny inside a cave, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, I was like, okay, like I get like it's fine, it's in the cave because I was under the impression that like as much as they were like zoom that like also they would like hyperspeed into like
Mm-hmm.
mountains and stuff, like so I wasn't like super like like whatever. I don't want to say upset, but like super
Yeah,
like
just don't
not
understand. Yeah.
of it being in the cave. But when he was like, "Oh, it's in the mouth and it's really hard to get it out of the mouth," I was like, "This doesn't make any sense."
Yeah. No, even for me, I was like, I don't understand how that.
But that's all
Yeah,
right.
because
But
they don't just like materialize, you know. But
I did,
it's fun and
yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's part of the
that's why.
adventure. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why. If you ever say, well, that doesn't, it's because why not? That's why.
because story and
Yeah,
drama, right?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can sell a toy that has a skull and a Dragon Ball in it.
Yeah,
That's why.
right.
Yeah. Did you like how he
Yeah.
saved the mouse?
Yeah, is that the next episode? Is that Escape from
No, same
Pirate
one.
Cove? So, um, I had one of those moments where,
Yeah.
um,
You thought he dropped the Dragon Ball when he came out of the cave?
no, no.
Oh, because when he surfaces out of the water and he's like, "Where is it? Where is it?" I was like, "Did he drop the Dragon Ball on his way like out of the water?"
Oh, I didn't know what he was looking for. I thought maybe the radar or something, or like Bulma or
Yeah.
something. But I had one of those moments where I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Oh." Is when he puts the mouse in his mouth.
hmm
I was like, "What are you doing? Why? Like, why is he eating it, or like, why is he like, like swallowing it or whatever?" And then he
Because he
kept the
needed his
tail in his
hands for
mouth.
balance.
Well, no, I put it together. You know exactly what it is.
Hmm.
The mouse can't breathe, so he's putting it in his mouth so that when he goes under the water, the mouse
Oh,
isn't like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
drowning. But I was like, I didn't realize what he was doing at first until that. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of smart, like to save
hmm
it.
Yeah, it just again, it just shows like how like pure Goku is. That he's totally fine leaving General Blue there to drown because he's a bad guy and tried to kill his friend.
Right, right.
But that mouse doesn't need to die.
No. Plus, technically saved Goku, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I like that. So that episode ends with another classic Krillin yelling, "Go, go!"
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty good. So
Goku.
go, go. I love too how in that Bulma just immediately assumes like, oh well, Goku would just leave us. Like, no, no, he wouldn't. No,
No,
he wouldn't, Bulma, and you
he'd be
know it.
like,
You stupid.
he's like, I'll have to wait longer because even though these rocks are filling up the cave, I'll have to just wait.
That was a little. That's
Yeah. Well,
a little
she's a jerk.
ridiculous.
That's okay.
Yeah, she is. She is. Are you're learning that more, right? As this goes
Yeah.
on, she just kind of. I like Bulma
Like
as a character, but
like she
like,
means well, but she's a
yeah, she's a jerk. She's a self-entitled
jerk. Balma.
Bulma. Okay, so episode 54, Escape from Pirate Cave.
Mhm.
Goku makes it back to the sub.
Yeah. I like that he runs by with the mouse in his mouth and they're
Yeah,
like,
and they're
over
like,
here.
Goku, we're in here. It's like,
It's like,
oh,
oh. Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, so
I
then he
like the
saves.
ending. I like the ending, just that I remembered it, of Blue, Black, and Blue,
Yeah,
where it's like, is Goku going to make it out? And he's like running, and then like the thing caves in, and he runs back, and he goes down this corridor,
yeah,
and then it caves in, and he runs out of that, and he runs. I don't know. I just really liked him
yeah.
just
I
running
enjoy
around
that.
trying to figure it out. Yeah,
I enjoy when they do animation like that, where it's very clearly just like Goku and just his
yeah,
legs are running, and then they just keep animating the wall and all the rocks,
yeah, 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 yeah. Like
and they
Flintstones. Yeah,
just keep looping it,
yeah,
because it does, it works. It makes it look like that base is huge and he's running
yeah,
through the thing.
yeah. It does. I also thought, talking about animation, what I thought was a this show does a lot of like really good like um continuity is when Bulma and Krillin like come out of the square thing that they dove into, like
Mm.
all of their clothes are there on the ground. And they don't
Oh
like
yeah.
they like jump over them and don't pick them up. And I was like, oh, okay, well that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. It's funny, sometimes they pay like really good attention to detail,
Yeah,
and
true,
sometimes
true.
I just forget stuff completely. That's how it is though. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then like we already said, Goku uses the Kamehameha to blast the submarine out of there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. They're all like Krillin and Bulma are like, ah. That
I
made me
love when
laugh.
they finally like come out of the water
Yeah.
and they're all like screaming and Goku's just laughing.
Yeah.
He loves it. Yeah. So, let's see. So then they make it to the surface. They swim to that island.
Yeah.
I'm very glad they recognized the fact that they were at the Red Ribbon Army headquarters because at first they're just like on the beach,
Yeah.
and then that guy is like looking out the window and he's like, "Oh my God, they're here!" And then
Yeah,
it
yeah,
like
yeah,
pans back
yeah.
over to them on the beach, and it's like there's like 18 buildings, like Red Ribbon Army buildings,
Yes.
and I was like, that's a little ridiculous if they just washed ashore there and they're like, "Well, we're safe here." Like, what?
Yes.
But they're like, well, let's go check out these buildings and get some food. I was like, okay, thank you. At least acknowledging that they knew that there was buildings
Right,
there.
right.
I love that guy too. He hides, remember, he hides on the shelf. He he like tucks himself on the shelf like while they come in looking for stuff.
Yeah. They're like, I don't see anything in here. And he's like, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I love Goku talking on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't understand the
You have
radio.
a
He thinks
weird
it's a
face. Yeah.
what are you talking about? Who is this? Oh, it's good. It's good.
He's just in a, and it's making terrible noises and he's like smacking
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, I think he hung up on us.
it.
Oh boy. Yeah, and then that guy survives the three children, and then General Blue comes in and just like immediately kills him.
Yeah,
Just kills him. Yeah.
immediately.
So they take the helicopter back to Roshi.
Oh yeah.
He gives Roshi
Yep.
the diamond to pay for
Yeah.
his submarine.
Then he immediately loses it.
And then Launch comes out of the house and takes it.
I don't think she comes back with it,
Uh-huh.
does I don't think she comes back with it, does she?
Yeah. Yeah, she does. Next episode.
Oh, I know she comes back, but I just don't remember her bringing the diamond back.
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she when she gets out of the helicopter, she's like, "Look at what I found," and they're like, "Untie us! We're gonna blow up."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the other funny thing. So this episode ends with everybody being like tied up by General Blue, and he leaves.
Yeah. With
Um,
his blue rope.
yeah, so it's like so he has the power to like put you in a trance and make you immobile, but he also can like use
Hmm.
telepathy and use
Yeah.
rope. But here's the thing that I was very confused about. If he has that power when he stares at you to make you freeze,
Yeah.
and then if he has that power to like use rope to make rope freeze around you,
Hmm.
wouldn't it like when he gets to like a certain distance away, wouldn't that like just stop working?
You would think so, but it seems like he has like infinite ability with it. Because like Goku, even at the end of the last episode we watched, was like frozen until the baby thing like touched him.
Yeah, but yeah, that's right. But the first time that happens in the cave, Goku gets paralyzed.
Yeah.
he gets knocked out of that paralyzed when the mouse comes up and like distracts General Blue. So why is distracting Blue different
That's
than
true.
him like leaving the area completely?
So maybe because he's not like maybe fear like gets rid of it. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
No, it is. No, it is.
Thought it was interesting that now all of a sudden these
Also, it
ropes are
could be.
like, you know,
Oh, I was just say it's also probably the thing where for story.
exactly. Yeah, it has to be. It is for story because you're not gonna tell me that Roshi, Goku, and Krillin couldn't break out of those ropes.
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
honestly, I get like maybe Goku because it pulls on his tail,
hmm
right? And I
yeah.
was like, okay, and Krillin can't because Krillin's not as strong. But I was honestly really surprised that like Roshi couldn't get up because I thought that's how they were gonna do with it. He was gonna be like, oh yeah, be like, and then I don't
Yeah,
know,
he could
like
just gone into like his muscle form, right? His giant
yeah,
buff,
yeah.
but he couldn't.
I mean, it was funny to have Launch come back and be like, oh, what's this thing on the
We're
ground? Like
gonna
that,
blow up.
like that's a
Like, I don't
bomb. Get
understand.
it
What
out.
kind of game are you playing? I don't know what this game is. It's not a game. We're gonna blow up, lady. Yeah, so episode 55, Penguin Village.
Oh
Yeah, so like you
man.
said, she comes back
Yep.
and she gets Goku untied.
Yep.
Goku
He's
throws
there.
the bomb out the window like immediately.
Oh.
And you know what I like too is without even hesitation of like getting
Yeah.
anybody else like untied, Goku destroys the bomb. He jumps on the Nimbus and he takes off after Blue like immediately. Like
Right.
no thought about it, you
See
know.
you later. I'll get the Dragon Balls.
And then the rest of the episode is basically just them having a race.
Yeah.
They're doing like, hey, my Nimbus is faster than your helicopter, and then the helicopter stops working because he's pushing it to the max.
Yeah.
And then
And
they
then he's
land on Penguin Village.
yeah, I think that episode ends with right a scene a real
Yeah,
and like the subtitles said Gatchins,
Gatchins. Yeah, that makes sense.
something like that.
Yeah, he literally like falls off the Nimbus, right? He gets like hit off the Nimbus, and he just like falls and lands like right on her like doorstep,
Yeah.
and then the plane hits the mountain.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. That's that episode.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. So you see how you could skip these episodes, right? It just like
Yeah, I mean, in
it
a
shows
way,
Goku
yeah.
getting it shows Goku getting the Dragon Balls back. So
Yeah. I guess
I
if you
like
didn't I
I
guess you
like that we're
wouldn't
not.
know that the Dragon Radar like isn't a re like if you didn't watch it, you
Yeah.
wouldn't really probably catch on that it's like a newly built one. And you would just be like, "Oh, he got the Dragon Balls back." But
Yeah.
that'd be about it.
Yeah. I like that we're not skipping stuff too. Honestly, I've been enjoying watching it all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the story continues. It's not they haven't none of them have been like, well, why
Just
are
a
we watching
complete
this
like
episode?
filler, like one
Right.
off that doesn't, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
right.
true. They all have stuff to do. They all lead into the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so episode 56, Strange Visitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you're
This is
right.
when we
So
get knee deep in the
Getchem 1 and 2.
oh,
Name
okay.
those sprites.
Yeah, we get like up to our throat in characters.
Oh, you meet them all.
So that's so funny because up until I remembered that this was a different manga is I was like, so are all of the like diner people like mirror universe like
Right? Because doesn't that guy look like Yamcha?
Yamcha and she's kind of like
Goro?
Bulma
She's like
and like
blonde Bulma, yeah.
yeah and then the kid with like the pointy ears who looks
Oh
like
yeah.
Astro Boy kind of
Yeah,
right
exactly. Yeah, he
He
is
I was
definitely.
like, is this supposed to be like Poir? And then there was somebody else. I think he was supposed to be like Oolong. And I was like, is that what
Oh,
these four
probably.
people are?
There
And
was a
then
couple
a
pig people that left the diner too.
yeah. And then I was like, and then Goku is a Rayleigh. Like that's the a Rayleigh
Yeah,
or
pretty
whatever her
much.
name is.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that what this is supposed to be implying? So
If yeah, yeah, 'cause then you
so
have like Turbo and his dad, and
yeah.
he's like the doctor and the mechanic, and
Yeah, his name was
it's
like
like Capsule Corp. Kimchi.
Gimchi, Gimchi,
Yeah.
something like that. But the thing that I was like, okay, I understood I understood the whole reference of like Superman reference, but I didn't
Oh,
understand
well,
like what
I,
right, I didn't get like the sour part of it.
I have no
And
idea.
and also the other guy. Do you remember the other guy when they first show up at like their first showing like Penguin Village and it's like ha ha ha, I'm whoever.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, who is this guy? And
The
then they
guy that
cut,
knew he was on TV.
yeah. And
I
I
think he
was
was
like,
I think he's supposed to be like the announcer guy. It's the same voice, isn't it?
I don't think so. No, I almost got the feeling that he was like an executive or somebody who like worked at like worked for the Dragon Ball company. I don't know who draws them, but
It's
you know what I
funny.
mean?
Yeah.
Because then they cut to the diner and then the girl's like, who are you talking to? Like what are you doing? And he's like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's like the Deadpool of this universe.
right. And
He knows.
I got the feeling that he was supposed to be somebody, like a real person, and they were making fun of him.
Yeah, probably.
What's it called?
That is funny.
Penguin Village.
Strange, but yeah, Penguin Village.
Penguin Village.
The announcer guy. Sour Man. Yeah, you know why it's Sour Man? Because it's another way to have the
Saga.
S. You have to have the S. So
True. And he probably can't say Superman.
no, you can't, and you're not going to name him Superior Man because he's 3 foot
Nitro
five.
Noir. These are all Dr. Slump. Okay.
Superman. Did you have any doubts that O'Reilly was going to be able to ride the Nimbus?
I didn't even think about it until the girl went to go get on. And I was like, oh, she probably is not gonna be able to get on. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. That means, but then I was questioning it too,
Yeah.
because technically,
Oh
no,
boy, here we go.
there are shots of her kneeling on it. Because a couple shots, remember, she's like the floaty things are like on it, and she's like holding onto them because he's going really fast. So she's not
Mm.
like technically on the Nimbus, but I do think there are shots of her like sitting on it though.
When she first gets on it, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. And then that girl and the cop, they get on it too and fall right through it. And Goku's like, "Oh, you must have done something bad."
And they're like, what? No. Wow,
I like that.
me too.
It's a pretty good like plot device to show the audience like, "Oh yeah, no, this person's really good." Like immediately.
True, true. Do you like all the do they call the poop things?
Yeah, that was weird. You know what is so funny is I was like, wow, so this is how far back the poop emoji
Yeah,
comes from.
true.
87 is when they developed the poop emoji. Oh boy, that was pretty
So the
funny.
mechanic guy's
Like,
name is
oh,
Sen.
try the purple one. It's
Yeah.
like, no, get it out of my face.
He's like, don't you realize what that is? It has a face. Yeah. So the mechanic guy's name is Senbi.
Okay, Sembi
I'm trying
here.
to go through and see if they tell us who these guys are. So I want to know really bad.
Yeah, the world may never know.
No, the world will know.
Oh, let's see. You know what's weird is the part where General Blue um is like really weird with that kid that works on his car.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you're just like my little brother."
Oh yeah.
Like, wasn't that so
I
like
was
out
like,
of place?
what?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're just as so sweet as kind as he was. Oh, my little brother. And then like that guy shows up, he immediately kills him. It's like, dude, this guy's all over the place.
He really was.
Yeah, that was funny. Do, and then Relly runs into Blue's car and sends it
Yep.
16,000 miles away. It's the episode where, oh no, it's the next one. So then they go to Dr. Senbai to fix the dragon radar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's episode 57, which is a Rayleigh versus a Blue.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do.
I definitely didn't see what happens in that episode happening.
This one, this 57.
Yeah, because like she ends up like beating him up
Yeah.
and
I
then
don't know where I am.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's literally the four different things that happen in this in that episode, which was the guy, the Senbi not knowing how to fix it, and then the baby making it
Yeah.
out of plane parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then um um him him telling her to play tag and her like drop kicking him and
Yeah.
then running and then being like jump and bump or whatever she calls it and
Headbutts
then
him into outer space.
into outer space and
Yeah.
then she like has the Gatchins, whatever they're called, like burn that palm tree. And then
Yeah, no, that's a weird flex.
I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, because even it's so funny too, because like when General Blue first comes on and he hypnotizes Goku again, because that's the only thing he can do.
Yeah.
Um, Everyone's just standing around there like, oh, I don't, probably shouldn't do that.
Oh yeah.
And then like they just stand there and they let him like beat the crap out of this kid, and then he cuts the tree in half and he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill the kid. And then they're like, all right, hey Aurelia, why don't you play tag with this guy? And she's like, wow, he could have done that like from the beginning, you know?
Yep.
And then again, even that. So she kicks him and then she headbutts him into outer space like 4 or 5 times. And it's like even that's not enough to like dissuade his attention from keeping Goku hypnotized.
Right, right.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I don't know either.
But yeah, so Blue steals Goku's radar, and he's got that little pink um backpack with the 3 balls in it.
Yeah.
The police at the station, like such a weird. Remember that? They're like, all right, lock and load. And they're like, you know what we can do? Is
That
use
doesn't make
bullets. Yeah,
that doesn't make
it's like
that
it's
didn't
like
make
poor.
any sense.
Like, hey,
That
what
was
shouldn't we like wait to see the person before we start? No, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's
that
like,
that
what is going on?
that cut back to them in the thing, and then them just shooting guns and then cutting back. I was like, what is the purpose of that? Like, I had no idea.
Well, they take out the aliens at the end, so they're doing something right.
I mean, I guess so.
I love that part where the aliens are like, the cops are coming, and they're like, we
Yeah.
jump in. I'm like, all right, let's blast them, and they blast them from the sky. And all the police are like, all right, let's fight them. Let's take him on. They blow him out of the sky. They shoot him down.
Yeah.
They shoot him down. Oh my God. Like, wow. Why is any of this happening? What does this have to do with anything?
I was really confused.
The episode goes off the rails, man.
But I liked the alien guys a lot. They were just like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, they were fun. I like how they're just having a they're just stealing junk, like Earth junk. And he's
he's
like,
like,
this kind of
look.
looks like our junk.
Yeah. And he was like, no, no.
No, it's so valuable. Why would they just be leaving it around?
Oh man,
Yeah,
that
pretty
that made me
good.
happy. That made me happy.
And then remember when Goku and Aurelia are using the radar and they're like basically following Blue all around the house? That was pretty funny.
Yes.
I didn't see him like
Yes.
on the wall in the bathroom.
No, no, no. I like how he calls the refrigerator a box too. He's like, maybe it's in this box.
Yeah, then he opens it up and Blue's in the yeah, that's pretty funny. And
Yeah.
then immediately Blue's like, "Oh, I have a knife to this child's throat."
Yeah. Also, then Goku was just like, oh, oh, back.
And then
He was
everybody
like
out there
backhand.
again. Yeah, that's how that scene starts, like being weird. Because then they go outside and Goku's like, "Ah," and everyone's just like, "Well, what's going on, Aurelia? What are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
wow, nothing good, probably. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Turbo makes a new radar for Goku.
Yep.
And then Goku leaves Penguin Village. And it's one of those shots that I really enjoy. It kind of is like Dragon Ball kind of wrapped up in one thing is when Goku's leaving on the Nimbus and he's like waving.
Yeah.
It's kind of what the show is all about. He makes new friends and he goes on to a new adventure. Bye.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and then Blue makes the phone call to General Red.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other thing too, was
No, he's in Egypt.
I was like, what? Like we're ending the General Blue saga and he's still alive and like in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere. So now I wonder if he's going to come back.
You know what's funny? Yeah, he does, but it's a spoiler.
Okay. Well, don't spoil.
He won't be around. Um, in the like descriptions on Funimation.
Uh-huh.
So this episode it ends right where Blue is like he contacts General Red. General Red sounds like very like happy that he has the dragon radar, like
Yeah.
not disappointed at all, you know?
Right.
And then the description for the next episode is like General Red being furious with Blue's action and incompetent. I was like, what? That's a very strong
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
from him talking to him on the phone. He's like, oh, well, that's great. You got the dragon radar. Just get back here, please.
yeah.
Then the description is like, General Red has Blue executed for his incompetence. I was like, whoa, all right. But I do really love him on the phone. I don't know. I have no idea where I am. So stupid. Yep. So there you go. That is that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that wraps up the end of General Blue Saga. So next time we will be starting season 5, Commander Red Saga. And this is going to be much better. Much better. We're going to
Okay.
really start getting into some stuff here in the
Okay.
next saga. Some pretty cool characters. Finally going to meet Corin, who I
Okay.
like. Um,
So there's 11. So you have to
there's
split it up.
11.
You
Okay.
have to do either 5 or 6.
Let's do six in the beginning,
Okay, so
and
we'll
then we can
stop
just
it.
do a quick five with a review at the end.
Yeah. All right.
So what is that one?
So the
Goku's
Land
Return?
of Korra is the first one, and then the Return of Goku is number six.
Okay. So 63.
Yeah, 58 to 63.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So since this is a finishing up a
Yes.
saga,
Yes. Yes.
Will
Yes.
has some stuff to do. All right. So Will, we're gonna do your seven Dragon Ball questions.
Yay.
All right. So for the one star Dragon Ball, who is your most forgettable character?
Um, it has to be the painter.
Peter.
Is
Oh wow.
is he in this stretch? I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the very beginning, right? Because that's the one where Commander Red's like, I told you not to stand next to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the very beginning. Yeah, it's in the very beginning stretch.
Yeah. Yeah, that painter guy. I liked him, but he just was like,
Was it a goat or a
yeah,
dog?
it was like
A
a
goat.
goat guy, yeah.
That's a good answer. Yeah, I totally forgot about that even happened.
Because it kind of was just like, hey, it's this guy, and he paints this like beautiful painting, and it was like, that's it. That was just like, okay.
And they talked about him like he's this well-renowned, like amazing.
Right. Exactly.
That's funny. Okay, number two, Star Dragon Ball is your favorite character.
Ah,
Sawa.
so the easy answer is Sour Man. That's easy.
Yeah,
But oh gosh. I know you're not gonna like either one of these,
I don't care.
but it's either the Turbo Baby
Hmm.
or one of the weird alien guys.
I do like the alien guys, yeah.
I don't know. I think I like the alien guys a lot more. So if I had to pick one of the alien guys, I guess the more like angrier one.
Yeah, like the guy in charge.
Yeah, this the king or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fun. That's a fun answer.
I like him. I don't know. I
Yeah,
like,
they were
yeah,
funny.
obviously I like them all. Obviously, I like Roshi and Goku and all them, but
Hmm.
I think specific to like that's kind of the point of this is like specific to this stretch of story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'd be
Yeah.
easy. It'd be easy. These questions, it'd be easy just to say like, well, yeah, Goku's my favorite character of the show.
Right, right,
But
exactly. Yeah, I gotta make it interesting and thematic. Get it
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Okay, so for the three-star Dragon Ball, who is your MVP?
Hmm.
Sawa.
uh who is my MVP?
Sawa man.
I think hmm,
Definitely Turbo.
no. Um I'm gonna say it's Roshi. And only because
What did he do? Yeah,
so
explain yourself.
yeah, I'll explain myself. So he protects the Dragon Balls on the island when all the
Yeah, and
guys
by that you mean he shoves him in the closet so he can watch aerobics.
no, but in the isn't in the first stretch is when they land on the thing and he beats them all up. Remember? The Red
Oh,
Ribbon
okay.
Army comes to his island and he like beats them all up because they're coming for the Dragon Balls.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, do you want to also get beaten up?" And he's like,
Wow,
"No,
that's right. I forgot
please."
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he beats all
that
those guys up.
so he keeps the Dragon Balls safe in that time. Yes, he puts them in the closet so he can listen to aerobic tapes, but it's like,
Oh.
oh, yeah. but that he gives them the submarine so they can go because Goku can't
Yeah,
breathe, so like they need the submarine,
it's true.
and he he ends up at the very end there, like he's I don't know, he's just like he's always a point of like help for them,
Hmm.
and I think if it wasn't for him doing a couple things, like they wouldn't have they wouldn't have been able to do what they did, you know.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's a good point. And he told Krillin about the pirate treasure story.
Right, right.
Cool. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
All right, so the 4-star ball
because
is the best.
I was gonna say I was gonna pick the
Mhm,
girl, but
mhm.
but I think Roshi's the right answer. So,
Yeah, no, Roshi's better than Rayleigh for sure.
so go ahead. Sorry. So what's next?
Yeah, so the 4-star Dragon Ball is the best fight sequence.
Oof. So I really liked General Blue, like with the blue energy in the cave,
Hmm.
and I liked him and Goku like fighting each other in the cave like a lot. But I also really liked Roshi fighting all the guys on the island, like also very, very much.
Yeah,
So, and then like also Launch coming out and like, helping too.
that
So,
was a good fight. Yeah, that's a good fight.
but I think that's to be assumed. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna say
It's Goku
because
fighting the octopus.
no, 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 no. Is I'm gonna say because I didn't think it was gonna go 100% this way, and I was more surprised about it rather than being like the absolute best because it's probably Roshi fighting the guys on the island.
Hmm.
But the one that was the most surprising was Krillin versus General Blue, and that's gonna be my pick.
I like that. Yeah, I was gonna say I really like Krillin and General Blue fighting.
Yeah,
I just like seeing Krillin do stuff again, you know? I'm
yeah,
happy that he
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that'd
fun.
be my pick. Yeah,
Yeah, cool. I like that. Um, all right. So then we do the 5-star Dragon Ball.
yeah.
The picture on my list here of the Dragon Balls, they really annoy me.
Oh,
Um, I don't know if it's that way in the show,
oh,
but it really irritates my like ADHD that the 5-star Dragon Ball is not the what you would picture the 5-star being.
okay.
By that I mean 4 dots with one in the middle.
Middle. Yeah.
It's 4 dots and then one on top.
Oh,
It really drives me nuts.
I wonder if it's a
Like
Japanese thing,
I don't know.
like that's how they write certain stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It makes me
Yeah.
enraged. And then the 4-star is not like four. It's like two and two. So
Oh, oh.
it drives me nuts. Anyway, this is your hated or the character you disliked the most.
I don't like General Blue,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's a real douche.
Yeah, but I feel like it's him. General Blue is kind of not
It's
great.
pretty bad, yeah. He's easy to hate.
Yeah, I think it's like when I think about this stretch right here, he's like a little bit more manageable. But I think if I remember correctly, in the first stretch, he just kind of murders a lot of people for no reason. He's like really awful and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I think the first half makes him pretty bad.
Yeah. And then he's the typical thing where like every time he gets beaten up, you want it to be over, and then he just keeps coming back.
Right, exactly. Right.
He's like a cockroach. You just can't get rid of him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so let's do the the 6-star Dragon Ball, which is the funniest line or scene.
Ooh. Hmm.
It's a hard one. I'm gonna start like in the future, like when I'm watching an episode, like write down
I know,
stuff.
really. I know.
Because there was a lot of things in this where I was like, oh man, I should write down these and do like a so these were my top 10 funniest like lines.
It's also a thing too, is I'll think to myself, oh, I want to talk about that to
Yeah.
Caleb. And
And
I'll
you
be like,
forget
yeah,
all about it.
but I'll be like, yeah, it's fine. I'll remember.
Yeah, I
It's
remember it.
what,
Okay, I couldn't possibly forget that.
and then no idea. Couldn't even begin to think about what it was.
Yeah. No, specifically like in the first episode, there was a couple like lines I wanted to write down, and I can't remember what they are.
Yeah,
I think one of them I did remember, and I said was when Goku's fighting the octopus.
yeah.
He's like, you can't eat
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
And then
I
Goku like kills him, and he's like, I wonder how he tastes.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think to do the low hanging fruit, I think I'm gonna pick the sour man stuff.
yeah,
Just
yeah, that's pretty funny.
all of his like,
Oh yeah,
of
he sees
course
him.
he's like, dude, what means of travel do you need? And he's like, well, I was hoping for a plane. He's like, oh, that's right, planes. And it's like, because he's Superman, so he can fly. Like, he doesn't think about planes and just,
Yeah,
yeah, just stuff like that.
everybody's a tough guy until you watch a man smash a telephone booth with
Like,
just his
bear
arms.
hug. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yes, you can take my car. I don't even need it. I'm Sour Man.
Yeah. I think, like you said too, like when he punches the bricks and his hand like throbs and like the tears are slowly coming down his eyes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny segment.
I just want him because the other thing I like too is the aliens picking up the garbage. But
Oh yeah,
um but I want to see Sour Man, so that's what I'm gonna pick.
good. Well, then you shall have it. Okay, so for the 7-star, what is your favorite episode?
It is it's the one I'm gonna I don't know which one it was. I don't know if it's Roshi's surprise or the trap is sprung.
Hmm.
I like when the guys show up at the island and he beats them all up.
Uh, so yeah, I think the episode is Kami House Found is when they fly over and they find the island. So the next one is the one where they go to the island.
Yeah, because Deep Blue Sea was kind of a boring episode. I remember that not really being.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say Beware of a Robot.
I almost did. I liked the robot a lot, and I almost did say the robot, but
Yeah.
I like the other one
Yeah, so it's episode
more.
49, Roshi Surprise.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Let me look at this. So,
Do do
decide to attack
do.
him. He does all that stuff. Holds him. Launch easily defeats. Driving the thing, try to escape. They come across a dead person dressed in.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
the summary for 49 is like it's like one sentence basically. I don't even remember what else happens in that episode, but the way they summarize it is like General Blue's forces attack Kami House only to be easily defeated by Master Roshi in launch. That's it. That's the whole summary.
yeah. So he fights him and Launch fight the Red Red Army, and then Krillin find
Oh,
themselves in a cave when they come across a dead person's body dressed in pirate's clothing
right.
with the
So
gun, with like the weird gun. Remember, like the Uzi is in front of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
skeleton.
yeah. So a lot of that episode was the Roshi trying out the microband, and then the island
Yeah,
gets attacked. That's what
yeah,
that's why you like it. You sick.
yep.
You make me so sick. It's funny. Cool. All right. So with your seven balls, now your wish for the next half.
What do I want? What do I want? I got more Krillin stuff,
Yeah.
and I did get a guy who was more threatening, which is funny because
Sour Man.
he didn't go away. No, General Blue, like a guy, like a villain who wasn't just defeated in like one episode. So I kind of
Mm-hmm.
got those two things, which was kind of funny. So I think, hmm, I'd like to see Goku get a new
Get a new what?
power,
Power. Yeah.
like ability.
Mm.
Like or get like
Okay.
a new thing. Like he has the power pole and he has like the flying Nimbus. Like something
Nimbus. Yeah.
like something like that, or he learns like a new technique. Like he has the Kamehameha wave and he has like the what do they call it? Like double image or something like that.
After image. Yeah.
After image. So it's like, I would like that. That's the next thing I would like to see is him learn like something new or realize something new about himself that he can do. Like fly or I don't know, teleport or something. I don't know, something crazy. That'd be cool.
Well, yeah, that's cool. That's good. Maybe he'll find something at Corin's Tower.
Huh.
Something good.
Well, that's
Something
funny
good.
because even though I really honestly don't look ahead, it's funny that like I don't think every single time I've said I wanted the thing, like I pretty much get it in the next stretch.
It's funny. Yeah, and off the top of my head, honestly, I can't remember. I know there's something in Corin's Tower that he is trying to get, but I don't know if it actually does anything for him. So
Gotcha.
it's one of those
Okay.
things where it might be it's kind of like it's like a Master Roshi thing where he's like, "Oh, this is how you do this," and it just ends up being like, "Well, yeah, you learned a lot about yourself, right? And now you're stronger." It's very much like, classic
Huh. 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 Okay.
like Japanese fighting stuff where it's like, "Oh, that didn't actually give me like instant power,
Hmm.
but I learned this in the process."
Interesting.
Everything's got to be a lesson.
Sure.
Only
Interesting.
bad guys use stuff that gives you a power boost immediately.
Mm.
But it doesn't help them because they didn't learn how to control their
That's right.
bodies.
Mm. So are we fully dipping into like territory of you being very unfamiliar or no?
Yeah. Um, I know these characters coming up very well from the main
Gotcha.
show,
Yeah.
but it's been a while since I've seen these. So Corin's a pretty important character.
Okay.
And then yeah, some stuff's coming up after that. And then I think honestly it's the season after this where it gets more into like tournament stuff and it gets really good.
Okay. Cool.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. It seems like it's gonna change a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
happy.
it does. It
I'm happy
changes a
for it.
bit. After the Red Ribbon Army stuff, it changes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because you have to remember, so like this leads up to the first season of Dragon Ball Z, and the first season of Dragon Ball Z is very much like the Saiyans come to Earth, and
Mm,
now it's like this. The threat is off planet. So
okay.
to get like from this to that, it's like you get rid of all the Red Ribbon
Yeah.
Army stuff, and now it's like,
Yeah.
well, what's your next major threat?
Gotcha.
Alien stuff, right? So,
Right. Cool.
yep.
Cool, cool,
So
cool.
Goku has to defend the Earth repeatedly.
Defend the earth.
So yeah. So you got to get to that. So we're getting there.
Oh, we will. We will.
And I thought next season we would hit our halfway mark, but not yet.
Nope.
Not yet.
Not yeah. Close though. We're close.
Very close. Very close. Next time
Next time on
on the
Dragon.
nerd holes.
Bum, 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 bum.
Cool. All right. Well, we will catch you guys next time when we dig into Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Summer Man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like Sour Man.
Oh,
I like that he's really short too. That's really funny.
yeah. I need Sour Man stickers. I need them everywhere. I need them on my water bottle. I love them.
I think it's funny that Sour Man keeps six martial art bricks in his car at all times so he can
Yeah.
punch through
Like barely break one. Yeah.
them. That's like one of my favorite things in like anime is like when somebody punches something, they're showing how like strong they are. And then
Yeah.
like behind the scenes, they're like like holding back that their hand's
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite running bit. Oh.
Oh, yeah.